I'd like to call to order the Proctor City Council meeting for Monday, October 21st, 2024. Could you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll perform a roll call at this time. Councilor Benson?
Present.
Councilor Reuter?
Present.
Councilor Johnson?
Present.
Councilor DeWall?
Present.
Mayor Ward's also in attendance. Please let the minutes reflect Attorney Hanka, Administrator Rich, and Administrative Assistant Mazuka also in attendance, along with everyone in the audience today. Looking for a motion to approve the City Council meeting minutes for Monday, October 7th, 2024.
So moved.
Councilor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second?
Support.
Second by Councilor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve the 2nd Street reconstruction public hearing from minutes from the public hearing from Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. I'll make a motion to approve those minutes. Is there a second? Second by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor DeWall. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. That'll bring us to the comment and suggestion from citizens present period of the meeting. The public comment and suggestion period of this meeting is when the City Council offers a time for everyone in attendance or watching from home to address the City Council. Once we move on from the public comment and suggestion period of the meeting, members of the public will no longer be allowed to address the council unless the mayor acknowledges you. As a general rule, the council will listen to all comments but will not comment on or respond to any comments made by speakers. The council will not engage in dialogue. However, any council member can ask questions. If you'd like to address the City Council during the public comment and suggestion period of the meeting, please come forward to the podium or dial 218-628-6268. Before you begin, please state your name and address for the meeting minutes. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the City Council will be prohibited from using obscene, profane, or threatening language or boisterous conduct that disrupts the meeting or security of the public. Is there anyone at this time that is interested in participating in the public comment and suggestion period of this meeting? Please come forward now or dial 218-628-6268. And at first, I would like to welcome, we got some representatives from the Proctor VFW, Commander Al Young, and you got some guests along with you. So if you'd like to come forward first, you're more than welcome to do so.
Thank you. First off, thank you, Mayor and City Councilors. My name is Alan Young. I'm the current commander of the VFW Post 137 here, and we had a September 11th event that we had a dinner, and it was a fundraiser, and we would like to present a couple of checks on behalf of the VFW to the police department. We raised, there wasn't a very big turnout, but we did raise $700, so we'd like to present a check for $350 to the police department and $350 to the Proctor Fire Department on our behalf for that.
Awesome.
And
You got Chief Gatus sitting behind you if you'd like to come up and...
thank you very much, Chief.
Jake's got to get a picture.
Why don't you get over here and, well, at least you get on the camera.
You went right into it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, and thank you to the Proctor VFW. Your business within the community has been amazing for our community, so thank you for everything you guys do.
And we appreciate that, Mayor. We also have a, very shortly here, if we're gonna go public, so you guys can hear about it now, is the VFW. We didn't expect this. We moved into your community. We welcome you, you guys welcomed us very much, and we appreciate that very much. But we just purchased the 2 buildings that are next to us. So we will be expanding, and of course, we're gonna get a hold of Jake and we'll do a ribbon cutting here in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully we can do some renovations and stuff like that. So it is becoming bigger and better, and we really, really appreciate the support from the city.
Oh, that's great.
So,
And you always got to invite the guy with the camera. You always got to invite the guy with the camera.
Jake is always here. So we appreciate that very much.
No.
Mr. Mayor, Mark Wassebar, I'm the quartermaster for the Post. We do have that check here for the Proctor Fire Department as well. Would you be so able to maybe accept it on their behalf? And if we can get a picture with that for that check?
I can. I don't know if we need the picture, but I can.
Well, we'd like it for our
He makes
It's
a
a-
newsletter and he likes to put stuff.
It's an election year, it always looks good.
Thank you.
I'm assuming no phone calls. I would have heard that, right? Oops, sorry, Troy. All right, no other comments? Thanks again. We'll move on to looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Counselor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Counselor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. That will bring us to 5D on the agenda, unfinished business, Resolution 58-24, adopting assessments. So at the public hearing on the 2nd Street, we had a good turnout there, positive feedback on the project, and there were a couple decisions made. We decided to go with a 5% interest with, for a period of 15 years. Just looking for a motion to approve Resolution 58-24.
I'll support that.
Counselor Benson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Reuter. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6A under new business, 840 2nd Street, reconstruction concerns. Consider homeowner request. Matthews, if you want to come forward, you can.
So I guess we're here just regarding the construction project on 2nd and 9th with some issues and concerns that we've had. The biggest thing that's still outlying is our driveway issue. From where they had cut in, and initially it was supposed to be a 2% swale, 2 degree, which has now became basically a ditch that has drawn dirt and does not drain properly. In the wintertime, it builds up with ice. We're not able to remove it. It also goes into the alleyway, which we have seen multiple cars slide through that and go on to 9th Street. So we're asking that the driveway be fixed to the way it was previously before the construction. The easements have been, thrown back at us quite a bit about it. It's an easement. There was no utilities or anything ran underneath the driveway. There was no reason to cut that far into the driveway. If they wanted to cut that far in, or if they would have even paved at the same time that they did 9th, they could have actually done the swale like it needed to be done. So that's my first and biggest concern as of right now.
Okay. Did you have other concerns? or-
Yep, we have a light pole on 2nd Street that no longer works anymore. When they did the blasting, there must have been a wire that broke in the ground, because it started blowing our breaker constantly. I ended up having to cut the wire from inside and outside, to prevent the breaker from popping anymore. So we would like that addressed. The side of 9th Avenue, quite a few years back, we had that all sodded, when we had some landscaping done. Basically, after the construction, it's just been left with rock, and they came by and threw some seed on it. All the dirt is continually draining into our driveway still. It should have been resodded, or at least good dirt, topsoil brought in and actually sodded correctly. There was a picture that was attached to the email we got back regarding a bare spot on the 9th Avenue side with some rock that was there. That was actually rock that we had brought in that we were using on the side of our house. So that's why the rock was there in that picture.
Do you have that picture? I don't know, is it
I don't. It was on the email.
Is it
I believe that Tyler had sent or.
this one?
or
Is it this
Megan.
one?
Maybe it was.
Brian, is it this one, do you know? No, that's fine.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's where they're looking at there.
Okay.
I guess I'm not exactly 100% sure.
Is that the rock you're talking about though?
Yeah, you can see a little patch of rocks in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, okay,
Yep.
okay, thank you. It's after the SCH letter.
Thank you.
And then I guess overall, just a very frustration with the lack of communication from our city administrator. There was multiple times that we had sent numerous of emails and sent them and sent them and sent them again before we had any kind of a response. And the responses that we got were very dismissive. I understand sometimes if you get an email, you might not necessarily have the answer right away. But a response back saying, I got your email, I'm currently working on it, I'm reaching out to so-and-so, something along that. Communication goes a long way. When you don't communicate, all it does is add frustration. If I have customers that I don't get back to, don't return emails to, right, they're gonna get mad. They're not gonna come back to me. So I think that is something that needs to be worked on within our city. I know I'm not the only person to have that concern. That is it.
That's good, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Council, you heard the, I guess it was 4 bullet points that the Matthews had concerns with. We can start with the first one, and that was the driveway issue. There's a swale there where we cut into our 15-foot. Is that what we cut into, Tyler? 15 feet?
I don't know the exact number.
It's approximately
Yeah, it's not right at the right line.
Yeah, so we cut into the right-of-way and did a swale, correct, to help drain the water down into the alley ditch there. And Matthews are saying that it's not draining properly on that portion. I think we did have a fix that was gonna happen, or did happen, the contractor was gonna come out and try and fix.
We still have that unfunctioning, the contractor's responsibility, because they built a high point where it's kind of right where the alley becomes the driveway. And it's under conscious to come through and fix that and re-dig out just the top edge of that ditch so water can get through. I think they submitted a quote from KTM to have them sub out that work to get done. So I've just been waiting on a schedule for the contractor to hear when they're gonna fix that.
Okay. And with that, will it hopefully drain properly?
That would be the hope, because when that alley got paved, ideally they would have pulled their paving across with that swale, so you could get a continuous line to the ditch. And whatever reason, when they did those paving operations, I think they paved that alley crossways, and so it left a high point right at the end, a lot of pools, but it backs up towards the driveway.
Where is the high point exactly? Is it in the alleyway or is it in the driveway portion?
It's kind of right on the edge between the alley and the driveway.
So if you're
It's all in city right away, but it's.
Right.
Yep. So if the 9th Avenue sits here, their garage sits here, driveway, this all got paved right here, here's the alley. They paved this portion of the alley a little bit too high, so when that water comes down, it sits here and backs up a little bit into that swale that was created.
Okay. And no time frame you said on when that could happen?
I haven't had a response out of the contractor, but it's on the punch list, and the city's still holding retainage on it.
Right. Right. So that's what's in the works on that. I don't know if council wants to have further discussion on it, or see if KTM can come back and fix the drainage issue of it. But that'd be something council has to decide, I guess.
Can I add something on there?
Yeah.
Just so everybody's aware, as we're talking about this, that has nothing to do with our driveway. One of the major issues with our driveway is they paved 9th first, and left the 15 feet open. So when they came back to pave the 15 feet, they weren't able to pitch it towards the alleyway, so they ended up having to roll it front to back and create basically a ditch in our driveway for the drainage. That came right from the paving company.
Wouldn't,
They even said, I don't know why we didn't do this when we paved 9th, because then they could have actually angled it and had the drainage go properly. The other issue is that our driveway was brand new 2 years ago, we spent a lot of money on it. And it doesn't bring it, sits in the middle of our driveway, so the repairs that they're talking about unfortunately isn't addressing any of our concerns.
when you say driveway, are you talking the city's right of way or your driveway?
Right away.
The right of way? Okay, all right.
Which we paid for.
Well, right, everybody does, yeah.
So,
I have one question.
Counselor Duval?
When I'm looking at, it'd be page 54 in our packet, and I'm gonna call it, I don't know the parcel number, but I'm just gonna say the Holter residence, I'm assuming is what I'm looking at, should be on the south side of the alleyway. And you can see it pooling up there. Looks like maybe some rocks were put in there next to maybe a sign. So when you look at the sand or silt or whatever you want to call it, how are they going to fix the high center on the alley? Are they going to cut it out?
That's the proposed fix from the contractors, cut out a portion on the alley and repave it lower so they get rid of that high point. I haven't seen a drawing or anything from them, I just saw the quote that they provided.
Because I'm just trying to look at the dirt intrusion, silt, whatever you want to call it, runoff. It looks like it comes kind of on that south side where there's a hill where it runs, swoops around, I'm going to call it Holter's property, hits that side point, and if water can't flow, is that why the dirt is being left there? Because if there's dirt there and it's supposed to flow water, it can't flow both unless there's high volume water, correct?
a lot of the dirt is coming in from our side on that.
Coming down the hill?
On Ninth,
Yes. Running through the alley. That's all.
going to the alley.
Yeah.
So it's running towards that house we're looking at
Yeah.
across the alley.
Yep. Detroit, right, they did put a bunch of boulders there after the paving.
I'm just looking at this.
Right.
Around the corner, yeah. Yeah, just curious. Okay, let's see.
Wish there's a better picture of that.
This one kind of shows it, I think. This way. Which side
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that?
He's on
60.
60. Yeah, and if you can look at 64, you can kind of see, but I think if you go to 64, and I'd have to drive by, but I don't know if it's all rocky like that anymore.
I guess, is it, that can't be after summer.
No, I don't know when these were taken. It must have been, whoop. I don't know when you took these pictures, but,
Yeah, that's how they finished it.
yeah, so you can kind of see where the
Yeah,
dirt,
when it's pouring in all the dirt,
Oops.
and like I said, that was over sod. It was just like a really very poor classified.
it looks like this is before. And we didn't sod, we seeded 9th. Has that grown in at all since these pictures were taken? No?
But there's also not any good dirt for grass to grow there.
I'll be honest, I haven't been out and looked at that in quite some time, so I don't know what it looks like right now.
I should have drove by.
It's an area that does not have grass, and there's supposed to be grass for construction, that could be a functional site, that's totally on the contractor.
Well, and that's what I'm kind of looking at here, is if this was sodded or seeded, and I know it was seeded, but shame on me, I should have drove by before this meeting and looked at it, but,
I mean, without having a curb there, until something green, there's nothing to stop. And it,
There should have been a curb.
and even if,
That would have been the right way to do it.
even if you topsoil it,
it's just gonna run.
it's just gonna look like that. Unless they can mesh it, or, I don't know. Would have been a good one for sod.
No, we're on the first, the
First.
driveway issue. So Tyler, you're thinking that by KTM coming in and grinding down that high point,
From what I saw, the proposal was to cut out that whole section and repave it.
the whole section in the alleyway? Or are you talking,
They gave dimensions in their quote, and I'm not, I haven't measured exactly what that area is, but I think it's more or less the alley portion up into the high point of the alley that's causing the issue back into the driveway.
and I'm no engineer, but in your opinion, if they did a project like that, is it gonna have enough flow there to clean up the dirt issue in the driveway?
Well, I don't know about that, cleaning up dirt, we designed things to drain, and if there's soil coming from somewhere, it might, depending on the grade of it, it might wash it out, depending on rain intensity, it might wash it out. But, I mean, you could have a curving gutter on a road that has a 2% grade and still collects sediment, because sediment's washing into it. I guess we don't necessarily design them to wash sediment away, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
When our driveway was originally done, a couple years ago, they had blacktop high enough above the dirt level so that the dirt didn't pull into the driveway. The problem is now it's below the dirt level, because they dug a ditch, and that's why the dirt was running into it. So I don't believe that will fix any of the dirt issue because the pavement is still below the dirt level.
There was also, before
I'd like to drive by and look at that seed anyway, and if it's not catching, I'd like them to go back and maybe at least reseed there. But if it's gravel there, it ain't, and I'm looking at the picture you sent from before the project, and it, I mean, all the way up the hill, it looks like it was gravel. I know cars used to park on that side of the road, but it doesn't look any better than the school side of the street all the way up. Looks like dead grass and rocks. So what's council's feelings on item number 1?
Me personally, I'd like to see if them ATM coming in and doing what they gotta do.
Or can you please turn your mic on? Thank you.
Bringing in the contractor to see if that helps out the situation. With the driveway, you know, and the drainage. And I walk that every morning with my daughter, and I know what you're talking about with the buildup of sediment that's there, and there is, I don't think the rocks held, you know, if the rocks were removed, I think it would, but it would still, after time, I think it would build up, again. You know, but if they're gonna, contractor's gonna come in and take part of that down or repave it or whatever there, I'd love to see that done before we make a decision on that. That's what I'd like to see anyway. See if we fix this situation.
Well, and I'm just, because we built the road up higher, I don't know what else you could do differently. I mean, you're still gonna have that slope coming down off 9th into their driveway.
Yeah, that was the intention of the soil. We had some meeting out there to discuss if that road grade was high and existing. We do our curb design and whatnot, tie into the school and everything. And so my thought was, my worry was that we pushing water from the road right into his garage. And so we thought, well, we have this one, move them right away to work with, so we throw soil in here to get it to drain.
Directing that way. Counselor Benson?
Would curb and gutter make it better or worse on that east side?
I mean, curb and gutter would collect the drainage portion of it, we could route it to the alley. Yes, I would think you could get that drainage portion, you'd have to still have to look at the grades and whatnot to make sure, you know, we're not creating any other issues, but
Are you thinking, excuse me,
Yeah, Counselor Dwight.
Counselor Benson, are you thinking like a cut down curb?
I'm not exactly sure which curbs are available from.
I think you'd have to do that there.
Well, either way, if the, I'm not an engineer, but if you have gravelly substance that's supposed to be grass, that's sitting higher than asphalt, and it rains, and everything is directed to flow into that swale, the only way you can get rid of that is to either cut down the grass so that it can't just the water, the sediment sinks, whether it's rock or whatever. I mean, to me, you've got intrusion on both ends. You've got intrusion of debris, sediments, whatever from the alley side, and you've got a level that's not grass, that can't filter it, that's on the south side, or the north side. So it's, and I guess I'm looking at picture 69, which kind of explains it a little bit. So I agree with Councilor Johnson that if they cut down that high spot on the alley side and maybe reshape that corner, because I'm sure there's some kind of class 5, whatever, on that hill. As water runs down, we know what happens, because we had a hockey arena until we put in a curb where it would physically wash down in the middle of Curtis. So I think if that corner gets adjusted, that fixes that problem. It'll allow the water to hopefully flow and not pool, but if you're not gonna collect the debris, so to speak, that's gonna hang up the water. And there's always gonna be sediment or sand there. So I don't know the answer as an engineer, other than I know that's the problem. I don't know a fix.
I apologize, you know, I was trying to visualize exactly what you're talking about, so I'm thinking, but, yeah, I mean, I know there's sediment coming in from the north side. It's a rural section of the road, up the east side of the road, right? It doesn't have curb cut or anything. So any water that's draining, and I think it's traveling along the center line, so anything that's draining from the center of the road over is washing along the edge of that bituminous, and whether it's gravel or grass or whatever, and if heavy enough rain, it's gonna pull some of that sediment with it. So the only way to stop any of that sediment coming onto the driveway is to do some kind of curb section, that keep it, all your sediment behind it, and your water collects in the curb. I just know that from committee meetings and whatnot, getting the project north, it's not too incredibly runner for the majority of mine, because that's where we put the sidewalk, so.
So going back to Counselor Johnson, I guess, and since you haven't physically seen it with your eyes, Tyler, I think it warrants you to go there and take a peek so you can actually physically see what's going on. We did get some rain Saturday, Friday, or Saturday. It's supposed to rain maybe tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I would,
And then check that grass situation on, would be the east side of this, opposite of the sidewalk and curb. Along that block.
I'll have to drive by it too and look at it, but. Okay. So what I'm hearing is see what the contractor can do, have Tyler check out the sod area, seeding area, and we'll,
Is that okay with you guys for the first thing we're talking about here?
if it don't fix it, we can readdress it. But if it fixes it, that's great. The second one was the light pole. Correct me if I'm wrong, I took sloppy notes here, but they said that a wire broke during blasting, and it was popping their breaker, and they had to disconnect the wire. And I'm assuming your breaker quit popping once you did that.
Yep.
You know where that light pole was originally connected? Was it connected to, it must have been connected to your guys' service, right? It was
Yes.
popping your breaker.
Yep.
And that worked previously?
Yep. Yep. And then after that, it would be whatever hour the operator is attached to, obviously other things, so, I ended up having to cut the wire from the inside. Get it stopped. Obviously, it was popping for those nights, so.
And that's your light pole, right? Not
Correct.
Yeah, they have a little light post out by their stairs, I believe, right?
What's that?
By your stairs out there.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of at the top of the stairs.
So I can get a frame of reference, Mr. Matt, you're talking the stairs of your deck?
No.
The
off
cement
side.
stairs.
The concrete stairs?
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So we'll have discussion on item number 2. Do you have any pictures of that light working prior to?
That's obviously I could have left it be if it wasn't working.
Yeah,
You can't deal with power.
yeah. And I'm not saying it didn't, I just, in my opinion, on something like that, I think if we created the issue, we need to fix it, make it right.
Absolutely.
I was told to turn it into my insurance company, but that's what we did. To me, that wasn't my problem, and we have been told numerous of times that everything would be returned to pre-construction position.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, that's the direction she was given to take on these issues. But I know she also said to bring it to council, so that's why you guys are sitting here, so.
Yep.
Council makes final decision on that stuff, so.
So we will take care of that then?
I think we need to get, yeah, cost estimates on it, and I would suggest that the Matthews get a cost estimate on it, and
I know Binghamton has a locator, so we can hook the collar back up on the break, and I can get 2, 3 estimates, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
That's what we want, we can get estimates.
I think that'd be the best way to do it. I don't know how that would work. Attorney Hanka, being that we're paying for it, but he's hiring the contractor, do we need to get a couple different quotes, or?
I mean, I guess that way, to me, it's just
I,
transparency.
I like the multiple quotes, yeah.
Right.
Mayor, can I just ask that if it does, they do get quotes, that they can choose the contractor of their choice, and then that they work under, the contractor works under the
Yes.
direction of them,
Yep,
rather than the
we'll
city?
pay for it.
Okay.
They handle the scope of the work. Good.
It's not a light bulb, is it?
I hope not. He cut wires now.
Our whole main floor, what it was, so.
The third item was the 9th Avenue sod. Tyler's gonna go out there and look at that. We are withholding our final payment to the contractor to ensure that, the project is done to our satisfaction. I know when we did, Elmac and 6, there was a holy war on sodding, so, I know that is an issue, and we'll have Tyler go look at that, and we do wanna ensure that it's catching and growing, so.
And, you know, obviously that side always takes a beating, obviously, in winter with the falls and everything, so every spring I have to go out and I have to power broom everything out, and bring in topsoil, I see every year. Obviously, this year I did do it because I knew that construction was coming, still, it does not look the greatest, but I'm sure I could get a little Scott Dion to get our, what we paid when we had, it, you know. But,
Well, we can have a contractor come back and,
Yeah, I have the contractor doing another, sodding topsoil fill area on the trenches, and one that I'll go out there and look at it, or someone else, and we'll have that. I just have it down there.
that's the regular contractor that they're on.
It'll be their subcontractor, ECS, I think it was.
yeah, your erosion control, yeah. Any other comments on any of that?
Is the landscaping too high though? You know, the grass is up here
It is now.
and,
To the driveway, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
so is that an issue that we need to deal with also?
I have to look at what you're talking about, I think.
And I can meet you there, Tyler. I mean, if you wanna call or shoot me an email, I can meet you up there. Yeah, we can lock it.
Is there parking on that site? Can, from the school, can they park on that site?
Well, not anymore because, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised, our fire chief has that in mind because you can't get 2 vehicles down parking. And I thought that was kind of the idea of this project was to get enough parking there. But you can't get 2 vehicles down if you're doing parking on the school side. We do get
They park
people,
on the school side.
but we do get people that park there.
Don't they have no parking signs all the way down?
Yeah.
But to be 100% honest with you, there should be no parking on both sides.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought they put no parking on the school side now, didn't they?
No, because they put parking spaces there basically.
there should be no parking on both sides, because you'll never get an ambulance or a fire truck down there. And we honestly have a hard time getting into our vehicles sometimes. If people are parked on both sides and cars are deep in the middle and nobody has to back off the road.
Okay, good to know. Any other discussion on any of the items?
So at this point, you are not looking forward to basketball season?
Well, volleyball season's already here, so that's bad enough. I just have one quick question.
Yeah.
And this may help Tyler. 74, I'm assuming that's a spring picture. And is this is obviously after they did the swale in the right of way or whatever you want to call it?
This was before construction,
Okay.
if you look at 9th Avenue.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the photo that I had submitted?
Yeah.
That was pre-construction, so our standard on all these projects, we go and take the existing photos in case something comes up, kind of like this scenario. You know, when an issue comes up, we just bring out that existing prior to.
So positive note is it's at least better than what it was, because this picture looks like crap.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, yeah, the whole right of way is filled with dirt. Now that I zoomed in though, I do see that pile of rocks you were talking about. Yeah,
Seems to me we had to do something on Elmac. I'm back to that south side, and maybe you could pull this up. We had water after we redid it. It was gushing on the new road, and we had to do something
On
across from you.
Sarah Hendrickson's house, or Sarah, where everything is now.
Right.
I don't recall.
I can't recall what that is.
I think I think we had Senate do it.
Could have been like 809, all that, the water was coming down and going right into their garage.
Oh, that, I think it was.
It's up to you.
I believe that one had pre-existing water from the road going right to the garage. And they had a drain on the side of it that was clogged that the contractor found and was able to undrain, which maybe helped, but I know they had some bad ruts and whatnot into their garage or into their driveway.
I don't recall that.
I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing it.
I just remember it being,
Unless I'm thinking of a different house.
it was kind of above and beyond the scope of the main. We ended up having council had to make a decision so that we could at least stop it. Then they came up with a plan. We actually had a bid and they were the lowest, most responsible bidder.
We have a fence issue, I thought, up that way.
No, fence was on the easement,
Okay.
but at any rate, I'll trust your judgment if you can get out there and look at it. That's just my concerns. And I'll look forward to hearing what you have as a game plan so we can resolve this and move on.
Any other discussion? No? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That'll bring us to 6B. Resolution 59-24 pumper truck lease. So in your packet was Resolution 59-24 to authorize the city administrator or finance director to negotiate, enter into, and execute and deliver a 10-year lease for the fire pumper to be delivered in November for the amount of $518,579. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 59-24?
So moved.
Counselor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second? I'll second that. Any further discussion? Counselor Benson.
So, was this the vehicle truck that we ordered and then decided not to get? Because.
We revisited it, I believe, but we still voted to get it.
Get it, okay.
Yeah, and I can't remember why we revisited it, but we approved it, then it was brought back to us for maybe a financing question or something, and then we reapproved it or reconfirmed
This
it.
wasn't the one that we were waiting months for and never arrived.
No, that's
the
the-
city's dump truck,
That's,
plow truck,
that's coming up next.
which I think is here.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6C, Resolution 60-24, declaring surplus equipment on the dump truck. In your packet is Resolution 6024. Looking for a motion to declare this item surplus and send to local auction per the recommendation of the street foreman.
I'll move that.
Counselor Benson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Counselor DeWall. Any further discussion? Counselor DeWall?
Is this gonna be handled like we handle it through the police? Auction? I'm asking Chief Gatus. Or does Rick have,
Rick has a local online auction company that he'd like to sell it through.
okay.
Perfect.
Just wanna make sure it's fair and transparent to anyone that wants to bid on it, so we don't get in trouble.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to go into closed session. A portion of the meeting will be closed as permitted by Minnesota State Statute 13D-05 Subdivision 3C to consider offers relating to the potential sale of parcel 185-0240-0053.
So moved.
Counselor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes.